Nagbabalik po ang she said, and my co-host keeps making fun of me. Anyway, gusto namin magpasalamat sa mga kaibigan namin. We'd like to thank SM Department Stores for our clothes.
They've got it all.
They've got it all for us. I'd like to thank Shemian Manila. Thank you, Dr. Levy Lansangan and Dr. Anna Lansangan. I'd like to thank Mert Bess of Besas. And we would like to thank Tony and Guy. Thank you to Cherry, and thank you to TJ and Bernard.
Me, thank you to Gian and Wendell.
Okay, and here we have soap and hot chocolate from Classic Herbs Corporation.
Thank you.
Thank you to Tita Cora, Tita Lillian, and Jay.
Thank you to Francis Maligan Shaw for the R&M, dried mango, and nectarine.
Cool. Okay, yeah.
Cool, yeah.
Take home. Okay.
Take home.
Thank you.
Beverly Hills 6750.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'd like to talk about what are you into? Like aside from your show, you have that show once a week.
Yeah.
And then you have to go out of town also.
Yes, but usually ano yan, sa weekends lang talaga kami nagte-tape for startup. On a day-to-day, my job really now is with Happy Noy.
Happy Noy.
Happy Noy. Happy
Like
and
Happy
Pinoy.
Pinoy.
Exactly. So if you
Happy
go to the
Noy.
province, if you go outside of Manila and go down south, you'll see a lot of Happy Noy stores. Basically, it's our little company. The company is called Microventures, and we help microfinance organizations and their borrowers with their business. So we help micro entrepreneurs all over the country. Sort of connected then to startup actually.
Yes.
Although some of the people in startup, sa lagay na yun are actually bigger already.
Yes.
These are really micro entrepreneurs. So a lot of these are borrowers of microfinance organizations, co-ops, which your father is very passionate about.
Yes.
And borrowers of rural banks. And we help them with their business. And most of the time, yung negosyo nila ay sari-sari store.
So you started this 2 years ago before your startup show.
Yes. Actually, they got me on. I left TV already, no? After I left breakfast. I wasn't on TV for a few months.
Yes.
And then they
How was
said...
that? Did you feel like I need to go back?
No, it was a good break actually.
Even though so early in the morning.
Yeah, tsaka I really felt, I loved breakfast,
Yes.
and I think a lot of our viewers who still remember the show,
Of
a lot of people
course.
remember it fondly.
Yeah,
But
I do too.
it was a youth show, and I was already pushing 30 when I left, so talagang it was time to pass it on to the next group.
Yes.
But I left TV for a while, and then after a few months, they asked me to come back, and they said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm running a few enterprises now. They're called social enterprises. And they said, great, because we have an entrepreneur show.
So it was perfect. I mean, they didn't scale it like towards what you were doing. It was really something that they were offering.
Yes, they
you just happened to be in Happy Noy.
Exactly. They wanted to put up an entrepreneurship show kasi daw politics is getting boring na daw, so they want to put in different things. And I just fit the bill. And obviously, if they had that show 2 years previous to that, I wouldn't have fit the bill, diba? So, so Happy Noy, basically, we go around, we work with microfinance organizations, we help their borrowers, and these are women in the countryside who have small businesses. And we do our best to provide business development for them, make sure that they earn a little bit more, kumita ng konti pa, konting tulong.
Really?
And we basically group them together and help them bargain, get discounts, get business, new business. And it's very similar to cooperative work actually.
Yes.
But it's what I've been doing for the past year and a half on a day-to-day basis.
You're like a business advisor.
Yes. And the thing is kasi, business advisor, you have to be a corporation, a rich person, you have to be medyo established. But a lot of the people in our country, the majority of Filipinos who are, poor, they don't have this business advice.
Yes.
So what we do is we provide this business advice for people who need it the most, which are of course the majority of Filipinos.
Do they actually pay attention and listen? Because sometimes, like you tell them, the most important thing is make your money separate, right? Separate the money for business and business, separate the money for home. And they still tend to dig into the same pocket for...
Yeah.
Because paying attention?
What we noticed is, you don't just teach business concepts. You can't go and say, nanay, ito inventory, ito merchandising, ito ganyan. Hindi pwede. It has to go hand in hand with a lot of personality development, leadership, values formation. It sounds really baduy and alam mo, it sounds corny.
Yeah, but
but it makes sense.
It makes sense.
It does
yes.
kasi you can't ask a person to grow their business if their mindset is, hanggang dito lang ako.
Yes.
So you have to break mindsets first and then put in the business stuff.
Yeah.
So yes, there are a lot of bad habits that people have to get over. But if they want to grow their business, if they want to get richer, if they want to provide for their family more, they have to really break these mindsets and follow these concepts. No?
You
So hindi siya
teach this
madali.
in
It's not
one
easy.
day?
No. It's a long-term engagement.
So
it takes
you-
months.
You group them together.
Yes. They're already grouped together through the microfinance organization. Then we
Right.
choose among them who can be part of the program. So, yung mga gustong sumali sa Hapinoy, may patakaran yan.
Yes.
At may kasunduan kami. They have to sign it. There's a lot of explanation that goes along. And we believe that if they follow the rules, they follow the concepts, and they're disciplined and they're hardworking, then their business can actually grow at a faster rate than if they didn't join the program.
It must be so nice for you to look back and see how many people have,
Sobra. I mean,
extremely benefited
it's
from
the
this.
most gratifying thing in the world.
Fulfilling,
and to know that you had a hand in making their business grow.
Yeah, and we firmly believe that all the success is because of the nanay. Kumbaga, we're here to provide the opportunity, but the success is based on their own efforts. No?
Yes,
And
yes.
we created the program not to be like the new patron, patronage, diba? Na parang, kami may solution sa lahat. Not at all. We consider ourselves their partner, and we try to help develop them, and we develop ourselves through their engagement. No? So, we're not an NGO, we're a business. It's called social enterprise. It's it's not new, no, but it's like the new way of helping out, supposedly. So, if their business grows, our business grows as well. So, hand in hand kami, tulong-tulong.
Okay, so maybe I should also get him if I put up a business.
Yeah.
Definitely, why not?
So let's say there's an office that says Happy Noy or something. How do people know that anybody can just walk in? If they
You have to be a member of the microfinance partners that
and
we
how
have.
do you become a member of that?
You just go to their office and sign up. But of course, you have to be at a certain income level to join. No? So,
Okay.
parang
Which
scholarship
is?
yan.
Which is?
Kung may kaya ka, hindi ka pwede sa scholarship. In the same way,
Right.
kung may kaya ka, hindi ka pwede sa microfinance. No? Because then you should go to a regular bank. But that's the way it works. So if you can join a microfinance organization and they're our partner, the two largest are our partners. That's CARD and TSKI. They're all over the Philippines. And if you can join them and you own a sari-sari store or you're a small business person and you want to sell your goods through the Happy Noy network, then it's very easy for you to join. In fact, we
How
don't
do
even
they get
charge
in touch?
anything.
Oh, really?
So for many of our sari-sari stores, we don't charge anything. If you're a larger store, meaning you're already the hub, you're the center of attention in the town, then of course you have to charge you something. No? But if you're a small sari-sari store in the countryside, no fees, no anything. Just join us and we're very
Really?
welcoming.
No hidden
Yeah.
charges. No, so for
none.
those people that
No, I
want to
mean,
join,
yeah.
how do they get in touch?
www.happynoy.com is our website. You can email
Happy
us.
Noy, H-A-P-I-N-O-Y
Dot
or
com.
double P.
No, it's one
Single
P.
P, okay.
Ha
Ha
and Pinoy.
Pinoy.
Ha, Pinoy.
Ha
dot.
Pinoy.
Ang tindahan ng Happing Pinoy. So there you go.
Ang
So
tindahan ng Happy Pinoy.
yes, and we have a logo and everything. So all of our
Someone
stores look the
smiling.
same
What's
way.
their logo?
Definitely.
Oh, see?
It's actually
I
a
can picture it.
You could have used
spiked-haired
your
kid.
face.
No, hindi, ano
Yeah,
yun
yeah,
eh.
spiked hair, okay.
It's a character. It's
Yeah,
not a
yes.
real person. So we have a
Right.
character, si Happy Noy. And
Do you bring that mascot around?
we don't have money yet to create a mascot, but we will one day have a life-size Happy Noy.
I was kidding.
No. Kasi it's important eh. A lot of this marketing concepts, the
Yes.
branding concepts, a lot of our countrymen don't have that opportunity. You have to be rich to get these things in their heads. No?
Yes,
But we're
yes,
trying
yes.
to turn that around and say you don't have to be super big time to have, to use the concepts of marketing, inventory management, all these things. You can actually have a small business and apply these concepts and we can actually help you grow.
So do you have partners?
We have a lot of partners.
How many are you? I mean,
Sorry, partners in the company
Yes,
or
in the company.
other organizations?
in the company.
In the company, there are 9 of us. We eventually formed the
Whose
board.
idea was this?
It started out with my business partner, si Mark Ruiz. He's my classmate in high school.
Okay.
He used to work
Which
for
was
Unilever
in Ateneo.
in Ateneo,
Yeah.
and he used to work in Unilever.
Yes.
And at the same time that I was ending my term, he was also thinking of resigning. So shortly after we both left our jobs, we put this up with some other board members, some of which are si Rapa Lopa, who actually
Yes,
is sort
yes.
of a cousin of ours
Yes,
also,
yes, Rapa.
who's very heavily involved in the Philippine Micro Enterprise Initiative, which was put up by Tita Cory
Yes.
to help microfinance organizations. So that's how some of these things came together.
Okay.
And Aris Alip is the founder of CARD. CARD is the largest microfinance organization in the Philippines. They started out with 20 pesos. They're now at 5 billion pesos.
Good for them.
He's our vice chairman. Over 1 million families helped. And they actually own part of our company.
Okay.
So we have other board members who've come from Smart, Unilever, Colgate, Nestle, corporate people putting on different hats. Because this time, it's using all this corporate knowledge for social development. So it's a twist to the usual formula. So that's basically Happy Noy.
Does that bring you out? I mean, are you the ones, like if they want to join and they want you to be the one to speak to them? Or to
Yes. No, I mean, we have a full field staff and everything. We started out, kami dalawa lang ni Mark, basically doing everything. That was 2 years ago. We have like 16 people already. We recently put up a field staff. We're growing. We're like growing little by little. We moved offices. So we're really hoping that it can create some needed change in our in the countryside.
Yeah, but that
also.
sounds great. I mean, like for those who are watching, if they feel that maybe their businesses can grow, but they don't really know how, then they can just...
Maybe. Best to email, no? Kasi it's not a cookie cutter formula. I mean, it can't apply to everyone.
Yes.
But info@happynoy.com or bam@happynoy.com. But what we found is that even business persons, with a little twist to their business, they can actually become a social enterprise, which is you do good, you help people, you're doing social development, but you do it through a business model. So that's the new thing we're trying to advocate also. Na you don't, kung business ka, kailangan gahaman na negosyante ka. I mean, that's a stereotype. And if you're an NGO, you always have to be, you know, talagang grim and determined NGO person na knows nothing about business. So we're trying to put those two concepts together and say the easiest way to actually help people is by doing it through business. And that's basically the concept of social enterprise and Happy Noy.
So you do that on weekdays and you do the
show on
other
weekends.
show on weekends.
Exactly.
When
do you have time for your girlfriend?
In between everything.
She must be
There's
really
always
understand.
time. You can always, di ba?
Yeah, you always make time.
Always
Wait,
make time.
I want to ask, can you also borrow for, like,
Yes.
you borrow for people?
But they don't borrow from us. They borrow from the microfinance organization that they're already
But then you help
of.
them with the process and everything.
And we even...
We're showing the Happy Noy photos.
Ah, really?
So that's a guy, yeah.
Ang galing ah.
Happy Noy.
Yeah. You know,
That's a
we're
guy.
kind of galing here.
That's amazing. So that's the Happy Noy guy.
Yeah, he looks like
Kid.
you.
Yeah. What's his
Well, he
name?
looks like
He has a
everything. That's
name?
Happy Noy. Si Happy Noy yan.
Okay, who
These
are these?
are our community store owners. They'll be so thrilled to be on TV, actually.
Yeah.
We have community
guys.
stores that connect to the smaller stores, to the sari-sari stores per
Victoria's Secret
town.
bag pa, yung isa. Yung pink.
Okay,
So
and then...
if you can look at their smiles, they're really also happy. So these are part of our training. You know, we do a lot of work with the physical stores, with their systems, with their inventory.
Everything, even like how to arrange them in the shelves.
Everything.
Right.
Everything. Like for example, our
So is it true like
This
it's gotta
is
be eye
great.
level for a product you want to move?
a lot of those things, no, a lot of those concepts. But basically, we were able to get somebody who used to work for a large retailer chain. I won't mention na lang. Na pirate namin siya sort
Tago
of.
na lang natin sa pangalang.
XYZ.
Okay.
And he helped us out a lot. So,
Chromosome.
you know, I mean, it's very interesting that we can use a lot of these concepts, a lot of these ideas and processes that are done by larger companies, and basically trying to translate it and marry it to what the nanays on the ground are actually doing. So if you saw, our stores aren't big, they're actually quite small, but they serve a purpose. So they help the people in their community, and in the countryside where bargains are, you know, 3-4 rides away, the Happy Noy store is a good place to go to for your bargains.
So how many, you have all over the country?
Most of our stores are in South Luzon, because Card is based in South Luzon. We have about 50 there. We have a pilot in Iloilo of 7, and then we're hoping that by next year we'll also be in
Cebu.
Mindanao.
Don't forget Cebu.
For more urbanized areas kasi, it's a little more difficult.
No,
Because
we have mountain provinces.
Oh,
Mountain
yeah.
barangay.
We actually tried in Cebu once, but it didn't work. So that pilot
okay.
didn't work
Okay,
out.
try it
But
again.
magkaka-comeback kami. We'll have a comeback in Cebu.
Okay, so what do you think, what talents do you think the Filipinos have that really make this work? And what can they still work on?
Well, we all have a lot of bad habits. So let me start with that.
Such
We have a
as?
lot of bad habits. We don't think very long term.
Yes.
Mas short term tayo mag-isip.
Yes.
And sometimes it's bad for business to think short term. You think it's good, but if you don't plan things out properly, it's very difficult.
Okay.
And that's one thing that large companies have over small companies. No? Large companies have the capacity to plan for a longer term, while smaller companies usually have a very short window that they look at.
Yes.
So for example, may sales ako kailangan, wala akong kapital. Utang ako sa 5-6.
Yeah.
Diba? So, may sales ka ako ngayon, but your payments on that 5-6 will kill you forever.
Yes, yes.
Diba? But if you're thinking long-term, you can sacrifice some of those sales. Maybe mababang sales mo this month, but then you're protected naman from the high interest rates, for example. No? So, we have a lot of these bad habits. A lot of our countrywomen actually, kasi puro babae yung kasama namin.
Why is that? Why is it all
Because
women?
microfinance is best served with women. For some reason, men tend not to pay their debts. So,
Really?
yeah.
See,
So
it's
that's
so interesting.
international standard, no? And it's quite controversial, but you can't blame the microfinance organizations that, syempre, they want to put their money where mas
where
malaki
they're
yung
gonna
rate
get-
of return,
Yes,
di ba?
yes, yes.
So a lot of our countrymen, sometimes they don't think that they can succeed. So, alam mo yun, because they were born a certain situation. Sabi mo nang napanganak silang mahirap,
Yes.
sa utak nila, mamamatay na ako mahirap.
Yes.
And that's something we break. That's one of the
Mindset.
first things we break right away.
So you need
Not
a lot
these
of
bad
training
habits.
of that, like,
Yes.
it's like life
Like a
coaching.
guidance.
Yes,
Yeah,
we do that.
like a
We
guidance
actually do a lot
counselor.
of life coaching. We have a lot of good partners who actually help us out. We have OCCI and Paibari. These are like top
So we're talking
life
about
coach.
a 3-day
Yes.
thing?
No. This is a
Months.
long-term engagement. We have people that go to our stores every week. We call them our store doctors. So they literally go there, and they're basically our field staff. And they go there, they help diagnose the store
Oh, they
and the
check,
nanay.
they do